Our topic for today is Interpret Plans and Drawings, Welding Symbols. Hello, I'm Ma'am Ning Mendoza from Novaliches High School. I will be your teacher facilitator for this lesson. Our learning competency for today's lesson is Analyze Signs, Symbols, and Data. At the end of the lesson, the learner should be able to, number 1, identify the different welding symbols used in shielded metal arc welding. Number 2, draw the different welding symbols. And number 3, value the importance of each welding symbols. Welding symbols. Location of elements. The elements of a welding symbol have standard locations with respect to each other. Location significance of arrow. The arrow element in a welding symbol in conjunction with the reference line determines the arrow side and the other side of a weld. The symbol depicting an arrow side weld is always placed below the reference line. The arrow side is always closest to the reader when viewed from the bottom of the drawing. The weld symbol depicting other side weld is placed above the reference line, away from the reader. Welds on both sides of a joint are shown by placing weld symbols on both sides of the reference line. Some weld symbols have no arrow or other side significance. However, supplementary symbols used in conjunction with these weld symbols may have such significance. For example, welding symbols for resistance spot and seam welding have no side significance, but GTAW, EBW, or other spot and seam welds may have arrow and other side. References. When a specification, process, test, or other references are needed to clarify a welding symbol, the reference is placed in a tail on the welding symbol. The letters Complete Joint Penetration or CJP may be used in the tail of the arrow to indicate that a complete joint penetration groove weld is required, regardless of the type of weld or joint preparation. The tail may be omitted when no specification, process, or other reference is required with a welding symbol. Dimensions. Dimensions of a weld are shown on the same side of the reference line as the weld symbol. The size of the weld is shown to the left of the weld symbol, and the length of the weld is placed on the right. If a length is not given, the weld symbol applies to that portion of the joint between abrupt changes in the direction of welding or between specified dimension lines. If a weld symbol is shown on each side of the reference line, dimensions are required to be given for each weld even though both welds are identical. The term weld symbol and welding symbol have different meanings. A weld symbol indicates the required type of weld. The welding symbol includes the weld symbol and supplementary information. A complete welding symbol consists of the following elements: reference line, arrow, basic weld symbol, dimensions and other data, supplementary symbol, finish symbol, tail, and specification, process, and other reference. What you see in the picture is the standard location of elements of welding symbols. We have the finish symbol, contour symbol, root opening or depth of filling for plug and slot welds, effective groove weld size, depth of preparation or size or strength for certain welds, specification, process or other reference, the tail, basic weld symbol or detail reference, groove angle, included angle of countersink for plug welds, length of weld, pitch or the center-to-center spacing of welds, field weld symbol, arrow connecting reference line to arrow side member of joint, weld all-around symbol, reference line, and the number of spot or projection welds. An arc welding symbol consists of the main four parts: a reference line, an arrow, a basic welding symbol, and a tail. The reference line is a line connected to the arrow. The position of the basic symbol above or beneath this line determines the location of the weld. The reference line is always drawn parallel to the bottom edge of the drawing or to the baseline of a particular view. The arrow indicates the position of the weld. It is drawn at an angle from the end of the reference line to one side of the joint. This side is called the arrow side of the joint. The opposite side is called the other side of the joint. Welds on the arrow side of the joint are shown by inverting the weld symbol and placing it beneath the reference line, while welds on the other side of the joint are shown by placing the symbols above the reference line. Welds on both sides of the joint are shown by placing the weld symbol above and below the reference line. You can see the representation pictures of the three parts at the right side. Basic weld symbols describe the type of weld to be made. This symbol is a miniature drawing of the metal's edge preparation prior to welding. The basic weld symbol is only part of the entire AWS welding symbol. Here are the basic weld symbols and their section representation. We have the bead or the edge or seal, fillet, square butt, single V-butt, single bevel butt, single U-butt, single J-butt, double V-butt, double U-butt, plug and slot, stud, and surfacing. The tail is added to the symbol only when special notes are required. A number or letter code used inside the tail direct the welder to special notes located elsewhere on the drawing. These notes may specify the heat treatment, welding process used, or other information not given on the welding symbol. Supplementary symbols can be placed above or below the basic symbol, or at the intersection of the reference line and the arrow. Dimensions and reference to specifications or welding procedures may also be added. Some supplementary symbols are as follows. Weld all around is a circle drawn on the welding symbol, indicating that the described weld is to be made all around the part. field weld symbol is a symbol added to the basic AWS welding symbol to indicate that a weld is to be made at the job site in the field rather than in a fabricating shop. Melt-through is a complete joint penetration for a joint welded from one side and visible root reinforcement is produced. Backing symbol is an open rectangular box used in combination with a groove weld symbol located on the reference line, indicating that locating materials is required on the opposite side control penetration. Spacer symbol is an open box that intersects the reference line, indicating that a spacer is placed between joint. Flash contour symbol is located on the same side as the symbol and indicates the weld should be approximately a flat plane with the surface. Convex contour symbol is located on the side as the symbol and indicates that the weld should be raised or convex shape. Concave contour symbol is located on the same side as the symbol indicates that the weld should be concave shape. If the contour requires finishing, a finishing symbol will be used in conjunction with the contour symbol. A letter G indicate grinding, C indicate shipping, M indicate machining, and U indicate unspecified, which local method should be used. Thank you for watching and happy learning! Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for your lessons in TLE 7. Just search for Ma'am Ning Mendoza.